up, Hilltop?
¿Qué pasa, Huskies? ¿Qué pasa, Huskies?
What's up, Hilltop?
¿Qué pasa, Huskies?
¿Qué pasa, Huskies?
Hi, Hilltop Huskies. Our language of the week is Khmer. Kyle, what would you like to teach us?
I'd like to teach you guys how to say hello in Khmer. It is Jamliep Sua.
Thank you. Minoria, what would you like to teach us?
This is how you say my name is in Khmer, Kyom Chmor.
Great. Nicholas, what would you like to teach us?
How to say bye in Cambodian. The formal way is on Jamniplia and the informal way is Lihai.
Thank you. Miss Lai, what would you like to teach us?
I would like to teach everyone how to say Happy Khmer New Year's, and it is Rei Shnam Khmer.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
On Jamniplia.
Hola Huskies, hoy estamos enfocando este episodio de ¿Qué pasa Hilltop? En la lectura de libros. Todos pueden encontrar un libro que disfruten, especialmente porque tenemos una biblioteca completa y una gran bibliotecaria que pueden ayudarnos. Hoy aprendemos un poco más sobre la señora Carter y escucharemos de niños y adultos sobre los libros que disfruten. Espero que tengan una gran semana.
Hola Huskies. Today we focus this episode of ¿Qué pasa Hilltop on reading. Everyone can find a book they enjoy, especially since we have a full library and a great librarian who can help us. Today we will be learning a bit more about Mrs. Carter and hear from kids and from adults around the school. Hope you have a great week. What was your favorite book in elementary?
It was a book called The Earth for Sam.
I think my favorite book was probably one of the Hardy Boys mysteries.
My favorite book was The Big Tidy Up.
Cuando estaba un estudiante, mi libro favorito fue The Giver por Lois Lowry.
¿Cuál libro me gusta? Pues The Giving Tree, Encyclopedia Brown books, como ahorita.
Book in elementary school.
My favorite book was Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. My mom used to read all the books to me, and it was a really special time for her and I.
Favorite book in elementary school.
Would you believe Dick and Jane? You probably never heard of it, but it was a series of books when I was in school.
My favorite book as a kid was Magic Tree House.
My favorite book in elementary was The Magic Tree House.
My favorite book was an Amelia Bedelia book. I read it over and over again.
My favorite book from elementary school was the Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
What made you want to be a librarian?
What made me want to be a librarian? Well, I think it's just because I love books so much, and now I get to spend all day with books. Before I was a librarian, I worked as a teacher in 2nd and 3rd grade, and I loved that, but then I found out the option to become a librarian was here, and I was like, please, please, pick me, pick me.
What job would you want if you couldn't be a librarian?
If I couldn't be a librarian or really work in schools at all, I would want to be a park ranger. I love mountains, I love woods, I love trees, I love nature, so spending all day in nature as a park ranger sounds pretty good.
Where did you get all the books in the library?
So when I got the job as librarian, a lot of books were already here from other librarians who had gotten them. When I get new books for the library, I usually get them through a company called Follett or from Amazon.
How many of the books have you read?
You know, I was thinking about this. How many of the books in the library have I read? A whole lot, especially thinking about the picture books, which are very short. But if I had to guess a number, maybe 200 or 300 of them.
If you were a kid today, what book would you most want to read?
So if I was a kid today, I think I'd really love the Dragon Master series. I'm reading them to my kids and they just love them. The other series I think I would really like would be the I Survived, because I always liked learning about history, and I Survived does it in a narrative way where you really feel like you're in the story.
And finally, what was your favorite book when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I read every single Babysitter's Club book that I could get my hands on. Now this was before the graphic novels. They were just regular chapter books, but I read them all, and then when I ran out of those, they had super specials, and then I read those, and then the little sister books, I read those. Even though I was a little bit too old for them, I read them anyway.
Now here's the question of the week. ¿Cuál es tu libro favorito?
What is your favorite book? Mindy Kim. Favorite book?
My favorite book is Gerald and Piggy books.
Okay.
My favorite book would be Itty Bitty Kitty Corn. It's Percy Jackson's.
¿Qué más?
¿Qué libro te gusta? Dogman. Maybe the Water Protectors.
My favorite book is Pizza Cat because when I was a little kid, I always loved Pizza Cat.
My favorite book, The Magic Tree House.
Thank you.
Wings on Fire. I think my favorite book is Dogman and Piggy.
Thank you.
Babysitters.
Anything else?
Sisters.
Thank you.
My favorite book is Wimpy Kid. My favorite book is Among Us books.
Okay.
My favorite book is Riches of Brooklyn. And a mí me gustan los libros de Pokémon y Duckman.
Libro de Roblox y de
My favorite book is Halo.
My favorite book is Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. My favorite book is the book with no pictures.
My favorite book is Dogman.
Okay, go ahead.
My favorite book is of the llama.
My name is Isaiah and I love Dogman.
Bye,